Well, hello there, I'm the Tech Master, and I bet you didn't expect to see me this early, because actually, now that I think about it, this is probably the shortest time gap between two videos that I have done since 2014 or so. So, here you go, part 2, only a couple months after the last part. And I'm going to assume that I don't take 2 years to edit this video. But anyway, before I start, just gonna quickly mention that I rushed to get this camera and I forgot the tripod, so I apologize in advance for me having to hold the camera probably during the entire episode. So as you can see, what we're going to do now is this is a case that I set up a couple months ago. You saw that on video in part 1. So click there in the little eye here that's gonna appear in video. Other than that, what we're gonna do now, as I said, we have 2 more components here that we're going to upgrade. The first is the RAM, and then it's the GPU. Now I'm going to briefly explain the whole deal with these two. Basically, when I made the part list, which was back in August, this was the same card that I wanted, the 1050 Ti. But due to the total total price of everything being a little too high, I thought, well, I'm just gonna wait till this drop in price or something. And I did wait until like December, where I decided it's still too high, even after the like $10 sale or something. And then in January, the prices doubled. So that's great. And only now they're starting to come back down, and I'm just sick of waiting. So I got it for just a little more than the MSRP, as opposed to a lot more than the MSRP. However, the cost that you usually would find this is typically around $320, $340 total. So I got it at $270 total, which is not cheap, which is still stupid, because I should have gotten it when I could have, because then I would have saved quite a lot of money. So yeah, well, that was stupid of me, but whatever. This is the card that I wanted. This is the EVGA superclock version of the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti. This is a pretty good graphics card as far as I'm aware. And when I was looking for a new GPU, basically my requirements was that it was Nvidia, and the reason for that was because the other GPU died. And I figured that maybe the experience is going to be a little different. So the only choices I had was either something older, which I wasn't really fond of, or a different model. The only 2 other options that were even possible to consider was either the 1050, which is the lower version, or the 1063GB version. So the 1050, I just figured it's a little too weak and not future-proof enough, so maybe that's not gonna work well. As for the 1060, it's way too expensive, and this thing seems to be the absolute perfect thing. So it doesn't even require the 6-pin connector for the power supply. So that's nice. It doesn't consume a lot of wattage. So I'm gonna take a look at that later. But then I'm gonna also take a look at this. This is the RAM. This was a fairly recent addition. Now, basically, when I made the list, I didn't expect this as well. So, however, I did predict that I might need it at some point. So that's why I changed the motherboard, really. And this is the exact same memory that it is in my computer already. Just that this one was manufactured quite recently, as opposed to that one, which is 3 years old. And also, I'd like to mention that I also could have gotten this cheaper, because it was on sale for something $50 or something during the Christmas sale, or the Boxing Day sale, which is after Christmas. But I missed it out because I didn't think that I would need it. So I paid it almost full price. I still got like an eBay rebate, so it got a little cheaper. But anyway, I'm just sick of waiting, which is gonna get this over with. I'm not gonna wait 2 years for prices to drop, because RAM is never gonna drop in price probably at this point. and I'm not I can't really deal without the GPU right now. I kind of need it. So yeah, whatever. We're just gonna do everything. Put all the parts in the computer, and then after that, what I was hoping to do is just test it out, just to see whether we can run a few games on it, just to see how well it performs. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that without the tripod, but hopefully hopefully you don't get motion sickness for this. So yeah, let's start the video, I guess. Alright, so before I start, I'm just going to quickly mention like this computer in general, and just going to mention that everything is, I'm so far really satisfied with. The case is very silent. I basically don't notice it, and so are the fans inside. So yeah, as for the motherboard, I'm actually really satisfied, and the reason being is that it has some features, some BIOS features or some UEFI features that the other one didn't have, such as having the ability to turn off legacy USB, which is pretty much the cause for slow boot ups. So now my computer boots in 10 seconds, which is amazing. So anyway, hopefully we need a graphics card, not as I'm gonna change that. So anyway, what we're gonna do is put this here. By the way, this is my new chair. I'm not sure if you ever see it in any of my older chairs, so whatever. Anyway. This is the inside. As you can see, everything is pretty much how it's always been. And actually, I didn't open it since, and there's no dust whatsoever in here. There's just been a little bit of dust outside and just a little bit here. But really, pretty good case so far. I'm definitely gonna say that this is a really good case. So, looks like it was worth the money after all. And so was every other component I think I upgraded. But let's see whether this is worth the money or not. So, let's start with the less exciting part, which is the RAM. Now, I actually already opened this just because I always like opening things. And I'm only mentioning this because the sticker is supposed to be somewhere else, but you know, I'm going to try doing this with one hand. So we remove this little panel here. This is the sticker. You pretty much saw that last the PC build back in 2015. Now we can pull these out. Hopefully manage to do that with one hand. Alright, there we go. And let's place it. Actually, we're not going to place them now. I'm just going to take the other one out first. Alright then, so I'm gonna put the box back later because I can't do that with one hand. But what we're gonna do is the way we install RAM, in case you didn't see, is we basically pull out these little tabs here, only the black ones since the other two are already filled. And the RAM is exactly the same, so it's gonna be nice, like 4 identical red little stripes, which does look cool, even though you won't be able to ever see it because I barely. Now that I know there's no dust in here, I don't have any reason to open the computer, so it doesn't really matter. But let's put this in. Basically, I need to figure out which way. So we insert it like this. Hold on, really trying to focus both the camera and what I'm doing at the same time, which is harder than looks. And there we go. Clicked in place, very solid. Same thing with this one now. I'm really hoping that these are in fact identical, and the fact that they're 3 years apart is not gonna do any problems. I doubt it, but because it is good quality RAM, so it really shouldn't cause any problems at all, even if they are in fact different. Did I put it in the right way? Yeah, I am. I just didn't close it correctly. There we go. And there we go. Everything is solid, closed in perfectly. Look at this beauty. It's actually not very, not that aesthetically pleasing, just because the distance between them is slightly off. But whatever, it doesn't really matter. Actually, these two are still warm because the computer was on just a couple seconds ago. Now, let's deal with the graphics card. Alright, time for the GPU unboxing. Pretty exciting, isn't it? It's been quite a while since I've done an actual unboxing. Well, actually, the last part I did do 1 or 2 unboxings, so whatever. Now, this thing is sealed. I really wanted to open it just to take a look, but we won't do that. We'll do that on camera right now. I waited quite a while for this. So, thankfully we don't need a knife because there's already a tear in here. So, you should be able to tear it off. So, here goes. And there we go. That's this part. So, wow, it's really difficult to do with one hand. Alright, I could have done a better job on camera, but hey, I'm sorry, but we're gonna just continue on. I removed it, everything. So now let's try to open it, again, one-handed. So the way we do this, I need to figure out how the box even opens. It does from the side, okay, so I think we do this. There we go. Kind of excited. Then here's the card inside. Kind of difficult to see. There we go. Now let's gently pull this out. Well, that's not gently, isn't it? And then let's see what's inside. So the first thing is an instruction manual. So this is the instruction manual, and inside there's instructions obviously, but also there's the CD, and then there's okay, this is actually another manual for something specific, I don't know, probably an installation guide. And there's a trademark information regarding HDMI. Not too interesting. Oh, and also there's something that fell out just now, and that is a little plate, much more high quality than a sticker. So I'm not gonna put this on the computer, but maybe I'll do something with it. Who knows? And of course, graphics card itself. It's actually lighter than I expected. Anything else in the box? Let me just check. Nope, there isn't. So then, let's gently try and pull out the card. So I have a strap, so hopefully I can use my 2 hands now. Okay, it says here whatever. Well, these are just safety things. There we go. This is the graphics card. Of course, there's another sticker. Safety, I guess. I don't know. All right, that's unsticking. Where the GPU is here. And there it is. This is the EVGA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti. It's ridiculously small. Like, it's very small. Though we can have a little sticker here which you can remove. And on the sides, these are the ports, by the way. I'm just going to show you real quick. Hold on. Alright, so these are the ports. There's DVI, there's HDMI, and there's mini display. You can't see any of them, and I'm just only assuming them because there's little things that protect them. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put this in the case now, so let's do that right away. We have the computer just here. Obviously, first things first, we have to unscrew these 2 brackets. Alright, that's the first one. And there's the second one. Alright, now we can remove these. I'm gonna try removing the sticker on camera. I don't know how well that's gonna go. There we go. There's also the PCI cover right here. It's a little rubber thingy. There we go. And let's remove the ports. Now I'm only going to remove the one that I'm going to use, which is DVI. So I'm going to remove just to make sure that I don't have to do that later. And let's put this in the case now, shall we? Alright, so again, there's no 6-pin connector here, so that's not something you have to worry about. Pretty cool. Okay, now I have to figure out there's a wire that's blocking. Alright, let's insert the card now. So basically, it's not difficult at all. Did this a really long time ago. Oh yeah, of course I have to pull the little switch here. And there we go. It's secured in place. And the thing snapped in. So, that's the card. Very small actually. So now we obviously have to screw it in. Alright, that's the first one. And now time for the second one. And there we go. It's screwed in. It's very secure, I think. So, yep, I think we can put this wire back in where it used to be. Yeah, I think we should close the case now and boot it up. Maybe it's gonna work everything on the first try. So, let's do that. First, obviously, the cover, which I've already gotten used to it and I put it the wrong way. Alright, so I've already gotten used to the fact that it's pretty heavy. We're just gonna do this, screw this in, screw that in, and there we go. And I think it probably took less than 10 minutes of putting everything in. So obviously now we gotta test this. Alright, I'm gonna hook everything up off camera because, you know. Alright, everything is hooked up, and now we're gonna push the power button and I'm gonna enter the BIOS or the UEFI on the screen. So yep, let's see if power is on. I definitely hear a new fan. See if I can get BIOS running. Alright, delete. Alright, let's see if everything works fine. So, memory information, 16 gigs, clearly. Advanced. Alright, well, I don't think there's any menu that tells me the specific RAM slots, but it is clearly 16 gigs, so that's fine. And let's quit out of here and see how the graphics card works. Hopefully it works well. That's Windows. Alright. And it looks like there's no drivers in here. So the resolution is really low, but we're gonna go to the Nvidia website and just search for the drivers. Put everything correctly. And let's see. Game ready driver. Okay. Alright, so this is the newest drivers. It supports pretty old GPUs, so let's click download and download again. Alright, so we're gonna install the drivers, finally finished downloading, and now it's gonna extract all the files. Hopefully that's not gonna take that long. Other than that, I'm just gonna show you real quick that the RAM is clearly recognized. There's all 16 gigs, 51 unusable. So yeah, that's great. Alright, so now it's finishing up, and hopefully everything's gonna work just fine. Alright, there we go. Checking system compatibility. Alright, so it's finished checking the system. Now basically what it's asking is whether I want just the driver or also the GeForce experience thingy. I don't give a shit about the GeForce experience, and I highly recommend that nobody installs that. So we're gonna do the driver. That's all I need. I don't need any other crap. So let's see here. Updates, express or custom. Upgrades existing drivers or custom. Let's go with custom just to make sure it doesn't want to bundle anything. 3D vision controller, HD audio driver, Nvidia GeForce experience, PhysX. I don't know what that is. I don't want that. HD audio, we already have audio, so that's not necessarily. But actually, that's audio for HDMI. But yeah, let's install it just this case. And we have, of course, the 3D whatever. Perform a clean install just in case there's anything left. And now it's installing. It's probably gonna take quite some time. So. Alright, so it's installing, and as I was starting to record, it turned off the display and switched the resolution. So it does look a bit weird. I'm not sure if that's the correct resolution. Could check. Whatever. So that's not that important. So now it says it's installing all this stuff, and it's also advertising a couple games. Alright, Nvidia installer has finished. Pretty good. Close. Probably gonna ask me to restart. Oh no, it doesn't want me to restart. But we're gonna restart anyway. So let's do that. Shut down, restart. Alright, so basically we've installed everything. I've configured all the settings and stuff, and now I'm ready to play some games. Now I'm on Steam. I'm on big picture mode. I just opened it just to see how well the performance was, because it was quite frankly horrible. With the integrated GPU, and I also have some games I'm gonna try. For example, Doom, which I bought quite some time ago, and I obviously can't play it because you cannot play a modern AAA game on an integrated GPU. At least not like the cheaper ones that I have. And also had to shut out the lights because I really had a hard time putting up this camera, so hopefully you can see something. So let's play. Alright, I need to learn how to do this. So believe it or not, I actually never played the original Doom, even though I can play it. I just never got the chance to. You know, like I have every single console that can play it. So plus a PC. I mean, if I can't run this, I certainly can run the original. In case I didn't tell you, I turned off all the lights because in this position, the camera, if I did turn on the lights, then it would reflect onto the screen. So that's annoying. Alright, let's play some Doom. This difficulty, I imagine this is normal mode, hard me play. So let's just play. I pretty much put all the settings to ultra, which I'm not sure if it was a good idea or not, but hopefully we're gonna get some good performance out of this. I also don't have any FPS counter or anything like that, so press space. So far, really good performance. I'm gonna say that. I don't know how to play this game. The only thing that's bad so far is the lack of vertical sync, so I'm probably going to try to fix that. Alright, I think now we can actually start playing the game. And so far, really good quality. I just need to enable VSync. Alright, so basically everything seems to be fine. It looks really good, even at the highest settings, so I'm satisfied so far. I'm not sure if it's on full FPS, but whatever. I'll play on my own for now, so I'll turn off the camera. Actually, there's just one thing I forgot to show you, and that's basically that there's an FPS counter at the top right. Actually, you can't see it because it's blocked off, but right, so there's actually an FPS counter here, and as you can see, even at full settings, I can't really do that because I'm in the middle of gameplay. Everything is around 90 FPS, usually around 120. Yeah, even though these are the maximal settings, it runs at full 60 FPS and more, so I'm generally satisfied. I don't think I'll ever need an upgrade in the near future, so yeah. Alright, so it's been a couple days now, and I've played a few games, and everything seems to run very smoothly, so I decided to put a little benchmark here, which is pretty intense, and even then it manages to do it pretty well at the, this one is Unigine Valley, I think it's called, and this is at the Extreme HD settings. So and even then, if you look at the top right, it says all the specs here, and the FPS generally keeps above 60. Sometimes it did drop to like 30, and temperature, I don't know if that's a little too high, I'm not too sure. But anyway, I also did a Cinebench benchmark, which I will show you just a second now. Right, so this is my results here, and this is an OpenGL score of 97.04 FPS. Again, I don't really know what if that's good or not, but I imagine that my graphics card is pretty capable. I didn't really feel the need to I never really felt like I had any limitation with it. All the games I tried run fine, and I'm pretty sure all of them run above 60 FPS pretty much 90% of the time. More than that, actually. So yeah, definitely, I think I'm satisfied. And alright, so I'm just gonna put this this benchmark again, just so you can watch something while I'm talking. And basically, just to clarify, this is part 2, so whether there's going to be part 3, I'm not sure yet. It's possible, but it's possible that it will not happen. So if it doesn't happen, then I guess that's the end of this upgrade series. If it does happen, then I'll see you then. And also, I'll really try to get the camera situation better, because like forgetting the tripod, it's really makes things really difficult. So yeah, hopefully I can solve that, and hopefully I'm gonna start making videos a little more frequently. I don't know, I'm really not sure. So anyway, by the way, the results here now, it's 92.40 FPS, so pretty similar. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you eventually, I guess.